What's up, people? Welcome to another episode of Acoustic Chef. This is D. Will.
And this is Damn Gina.
This is Capel.
And this is your girl, Ebony.
Hey, what's up with y'all? I need to fix my chair. What's up?
Nah, we good, man. I like that hoodie you got on, that nah. Where you got that from? That's nice with Rosa Parks on it.
Rosa Parks. Believe it or not, it comes, my mother got it for me for Christmas or whatever. And so out of my I was telling you, Capel, like out of my entire life, this is the only article of clothing that my mother has ever gotten me that I wanted to wear. In life.
I can believe that.
She used to go to she'll go back home to Cali and stuff and go to the alley or the swap meets and come back with off-brand polos, you know what I'm saying? All kind of crazy stuff, crazy colors.
What it was,
the big horse
polo, what it was, that polo from JCPenney Polo Club Association.
Yeah, the huge horse.
It won't even be that, you know what I'm saying? It might just be two polo clubs on it or something like that or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And then, you know, polo got crisp colors. These colors wasn't too crispy, you know, they was kind of faded.
Pretty dull. Yeah, I got you.
You know what I mean?
I feel
it came from a place of love. Thanks, Ma, but I ain't like none of them clothes. Oh yeah, she'll give me the knockoff Dracoir Noir and all of that kind of cologne and all of that type of stuff.
Stetson.
Like, come on, man.
I ain't rocking this. I have that same shirt. It's actually a t-shirt I got.
Oh, for real?
Yeah,
I wore it to work a few times. I'm surprised you didn't notice, Capel.
Yeah.
But it's a t-shirt. I think I ordered it from like when I first saw it was on like a black-owned clothing store or whatever on Facebook or something. Yeah. And I ordered it, and then I started seeing them all over Amazon and everything. And then I was mad that I spent more, but then I was glad because I bought it from a black-owned company. So.
Right.
Yeah. How's Capel at work? He uses white voice, Zena, or
No, he doesn't. He's exactly the same.
I was about to say, my voice has not changed.
Doesn't. Mine does. My voice does, but his doesn't.
He ain't got a bag of hey buddies.
No.
None of that.
No.
It doesn't change at all. Did y'all see that? I think it's the mayor. Is it the mayor of Maryland? And he did like I don't know if it's a press conference, and he was talking, and he's new. He's a young mayor, and he was like, somebody was like heckling him in the back, and he was like, "Hold on, shouty, hold on." And he goes through his talk, and he says about 10 times. I'm like, I mean, it was hilarious. I was like, if keeping it real was a person, it is a person. It's the mayor there. So hilarious.
Well, there are moments. My tone never changes. My word choice does. So it depends on who I'm talking to. If I'm having a meeting with district people, I'm talking, using my words right, pronouncing my words right. If I'm talking to people at work, it's a comfort zone there. So I'm just talking. And then the kids, of course, I just talk to them any old kind of way.
I have to choose my words very, very carefully when I have to really think about it. I pause a lot and I'm like, well, what can I say that's not gonna make people look at me sideways?
Yeah.
I definitely do a little code switching when I'm at work talking to specific people. It's necessary for clarity and understanding.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
True.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
Absolutely.
Before we go any further, welcome to 2021.
Yeah, definitely. You sure?
Happy New Year.
You sure it's not what it is, December 42nd or something like that?
Right.
2020.
I saw a meme that said it's 2020 WON. Then I saw some other people say 2021. So you can take it as 2021 or 2021, meaning you're winning this year.
Yeah.
So
or 2021.
That was the first one.
All of us.
That's crazy.
Exactly.
So I don't know, or 2020 2.0 or something like that or whatever.
That's what it seems like.
Starting off rocky.
And you think it can't get any worse.
Crazy.
Starting off rocky. We'll see.
Why do we put so much emphasis on time though, and like the year it is? Because I don't think the Earth ain't tripping. The Earth ain't like, hey, it's
it's
2021.
funny you said. I was thinking about that the other day. I was like, man, people acting like the calendar year really is going to determine the events that's going to happen. It's like these events just happen. They happen. I mean, if you want to look at it as far as a year goes, we still got a couple more months when all the shit really hit the fan, because it didn't really get hectic until right around February, March. So but I mean, it's you're right. I mean, it's just it's kind of silly when you think about it from a true perspective of events happening and resolving. But we run on a yearly system, so it is what it is.
Well, I think one thing 2020 did that was excellent. It killed the New Year's resolution. Like nobody should ever have another New Year's resolution because I don't think anybody's resolution was answered last year. You know what I'm saying?
Well, mine were. 2020 was an excellent year for me, except for, like I said, sickness and deaths. But it was like the beginning of my reparations, because I'm always seeking them. So I mean, I won in business, I won in my stocks, I won in my 401k, I won in just mental peace, even getting my health together. It was, it ain't my reparations, but it's the good start for me. So I'm always gonna set goals, and I'm gonna do them quarterly. I'm gonna do them yearly. I'm gonna do it the Chinese New Year. I'm gonna do it our New Year, all of it, But I think 2020 for me was a year of exposing folks. It was time. Like Malcolm X says, the chickens come home to what do you say, to roost? Roost. Yeah. So I mean, this was a year where I think people had to deal with their consequences of themselves and their ancestors, and they're trying to save face.
So you Illuminati, cuz?
No, I'm not an Illuminati at all. Because if they think that I'm good enough to be a part, then I welcome them.
If she was Illuminati, she couldn't tell us. So.
Well, she just talked about exposure. She just talked about death and trade off of.
No, there was no trade off. I don't believe in the people sacrifice or nothing. Like I believe everybody can be great. The God I serve is like, shoot, we God like. But
what's his name? He got a lie, Bashala, or Kala, or something like that.
I mean,
okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
What's funny is it made me realize how many people don't know what the hell a New Year's resolution is, because I've seen so many people talk about their New Year's resolutions for this year. Oh, 2021 is going to be better for me. We're going to have a better year. And I'm thinking to myself, all the stuff that happened in the world had nothing to do with your resolution for 2020. That's personal. The pandemic didn't have nothing to do with you achieving your goals in 2020. Yeah. All that stuff, like whatever happened, if you didn't achieve your goal in 2020, that's on you. So for you to say I'm gonna have a better 2021, you talking about the pandemic, you talking about people losing jobs, that's out of your control. You can't control none of that shit. So I don't think a lot of people know what a New Year's resolution is.
I think if the resolution was to move up in their place of employment, and then they end up losing their job. Like if their goal for the year was to go to the next level, and they were working toward that, and then they lost out, then that had nothing to do with them. And in 2020 did contribute because of the things that happened. It wasn't 2020, it was the shit that happened in 2020 that contributed to that. So that could be, a failed New Year's resolution. But I did not, I don't remember making a resolution last year for 2020. And I didn't this year either. I constantly try to work to get better. But some of the things that happened in 2020, like Ebony, I felt like we won a little bit because, not because of all the stimulus checks and all that kind of stuff that came out, because even without that, I think my family would have been okay financially. But because of some of the things that did happen in 2020, like my husband and I weren't looking to purchase a new home. We should have been like a long time ago, but some things that happened kind of forced us into buying a new home, a bigger home, because we were fine in our old place. There was nothing wrong with it. But when we got new family members moving in, we were like, okay, this is not going to work anymore. So it pushed us into some bigger and better things. So we moved into our new house at the end of 2020. I got a new car a couple of days ago.
Congrats.
I'm not
stunt girl.
I'm feeling pretty good about not 2020 and the events that happened, because if I could take those things away, like if I could bring back the people we lost in 2020 and our family, then I would give all of this up in a heartbeat, because it's not about material things. But I am in a better position financially, and you know, my home situation and personal life is a whole lot better than it was before all of these crazy things happened, because it forced a lot of us to take a look at ourselves and some of the things that we had been engaging in, some behaviors that needed to go away. And so I think I'm all the better for it. Sometimes when tragedy happens, there's like a renewal. And I think that's what's happening. And that's what people are hoping for in 2021. So not necessarily the year rolling over, but a new year represents like a refreshing or a renewal. And so maybe this year things will be better if I just fill in the blank.
That was well said. That trauma, that fight or freeze, you stayed and you fought. You know what I'm saying? Some people will keep running, and some people just stop and don't do nothing else. You know, so you a fighter, and that's evident of who you are. You know, you one of those people. You gonna fight. You don't never run. So I'm not surprised that you.
I ain't never scared. I ain't never scared.
Compare. You need to assess Gina's pay, man. Women ain't supposed to be making that much money.
Shut up. Shut your mouth. As a matter of fact, I was just telling somebody I'm gonna need another student teacher for next year, so I can get that little extra. Right. I have a student teacher and she's great, and I'm like,
let's start working on it. Let's start working on it.
I need that again next year and the year after. Just make it a part of my what I do.
Yeah.
That's what's up. So ushering in 2021 in true 2020 fashion or whatever, we had some amazing news. You know what I'm saying? Some like historical events took place in our nation, which is supposed to be the greatest nation, you know, in the world, or whatever. At least that's what they tell us. You know what I'm saying? You know, there was a Trump rally a few weeks ago or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And he had his constituents and his fans,
his cronies,
his stands and all of that. They came out to join the rally for, I guess this was his final war cry to say that his victory was stolen as far as his voting goes and stuff. He's still talking about voter fraud and all of this type of foolishness or whatever. And then instead of conceding and maybe preparing himself for 2024 run or something like that, he incited his stands to the point to where they felt like rioting and looting, and they stormed the Capitol in Washington, D.C., the nation's capital, and things just snowballed from there.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So that, we knew that when Congress was going to come together to confirm the Electoral College votes, right, that it was not going to go over well.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they, prior to this, Trump even made a call to, I believe it was the Attorney General of Georgia to try to convince him to fine 11,000 and so whatever the exact number of votes he needed plus one, so that he could win. He's like, surely you can find these votes. And the call was leaked. I mean, this is a Republican man that voted for Trump twice, but he was very uncomfortable with the conversation, and he kept laying facts, in the call to say, this just isn't true. What you're saying just isn't true. And we keep asking you to send us the proof that you have. We keep asking you to tell us, like, if you need to contest this, we have no evidence, we have no proof. Y'all keep saying this, basically. I'm paraphrasing. So, of course, that incited his Trumplicans, and that's what they're called now, because it's different than being a Republican. This is the cult of Trump. Trumplicans keep hearing this rhetoric, and I was talking to someone because I have a family member that is a true Trumplican. And I'm like, how, when you hear this and you see this, how can you not believe what's in front of you? And they still believe what they what they seek or hear coming out of Trump's mouth is fake news, but they take value and they put precedence on the YouTube videos that regular people make to give them out news. So they're believing these videos, that they have videos that show people stealing out USB drives and stealing votes and all of that, and they actually believe this. So so that sparked the fuel, sparked the fire. Then we get to the confirmation, I guess, if that's what you want to call it, when the Electoral College votes are supposed to be confirmed, then you have these people that, you know, want to storm the Capitol. And it's definitely crazy. And prior to that, you have Trump saying, you know, run down Pennsylvania Avenue and, you know, don't let them steal this from you. You have Rudy Giuliani that says, you know, trial by combat, we must take this by force. You have Donald Trump Jr. saying the same thing. He's like looking coked out and drunk, saying, you know, go and fight, go there and take everything. There's another representative that said the same thing. And these are all their leaders. Then you have these pastors, white evangelicals that are basically saying the same thing. So their flock is like, yeah, we can't allow this to happen. They're taking our America. They're taking our jobs. They're taking everything from us. So
who is they? For two,
right?
For two,
right.
I'm sick of the double standards within the government or whatever. Like you just triggered me when you said they're evangelicals or whatever. They're not supposed to take political sides because they'll lose their tax exempt status.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The IRS will audit us any day. They may audit us this year just randomly, just because they want to. Right. You know what I'm saying? Ronald Isley went to prison. Wesley Snipes went to prison. You know what I'm saying? All of these drug dealers go to jail and stuff like that for tax evasion and stuff, even if they're not found with any drugs, but because they got money, they go to prison for a long time for tax evasion or whatever. Here you have these churches and stuff like that. And to me, I feel like it's the black churches that they're concerned with. That's the reason why they implemented that law, because they don't care. These white people are coming out. Billy Graham, all these cats, they come out and endorse presidents and everything or whatever, and they still have their churches have tax exempt status.
Right, but a lot of these pastors, these top evangelicals that are spewing all of this, they are also in the president's administration. So, which is strange as well. So, but you're exactly right. But even if you look at the counties in which all the votes are being questioned, they're black counties. They're not questioning anything else. They're only questioning our counties because you typically don't vote. We're the ones that you may say, oh, your signature's different. And they don't think we're going to fight for ourselves. But Stacey Abrams proved, something different.
I wonder when Donald Trump was talking to the Attorney General of Georgia, if he was sitting in front of his phone with a pocket watch and he was like doing this, thinking he was hypnotizing this guy, because he was sitting up there saying, like, the Attorney General, like you said, he was spitting facts and saying, what he was telling the truth. And Trump was like, no, you're lying. You know that these votes are missing, And I'm thinking to myself, are you trying to hypnotize him? Or are you trying to like you're not even saying anything convincing. You're just telling him. Exactly. You're just telling him that he's lying and that he's wrong and that he should be ashamed of himself. You're not even trying to give facts on your side to try to prove him wrong. Like for him to look back and say, you know what? He's making a good point. You're not making any points. All he did was just say, that this is not right. That they stole this election. And he just said the same thing over and over. So I really wonder if he was trying to hypnotize him through the phone. You are getting sleepy. I mean, anyways.
But why is he trying to talk trash to the dude though, and still trying to get what he wanted at the same time? You are so stupid. You're an idiot. Hey, you mind giving me a glass of water?
It was ridiculous. But the thing is like a lot of people are talking about the Trumplicans. I have never heard that term, but that's a perfect term for them. Talking about the Trumplicans and how they feel about them. You know what? I don't care about them. And when I say that, I'm gonna explain what I mean. Why I don't care about them. Because based off of the laws of this country, everybody has a right to believe what they want to believe, have a right to protest. They have a right to speak their minds. Speak your mind. They've been speaking their mind all this time. And how I felt about it, my opinion about what they think, I always feel like it's ridiculous. But you know what? You got a right to believe what you want to believe. They had a right to be at the Capitol and protest. And now they don't have a right to do what they did like, you know, as far as storming in.
You
But
don't have a right to act on your beliefs.
exactly. But what pisses me off is even the fact that they decided to try and do it. I'm like, dang, that's messed up. But I'm gonna just go ahead and say it. There should have been several people shot, injured, and maybe even dead. Not because that's what I want to happen, but because that's what was supposed to happen. I'm pissed off at the response. That is the main thing that I'm pissed off at. The response. You look at these pictures of these people, the average the average person looks like some kind of southern country bumpkin, you know, education not past the 6th grade. Yeah. Many of them look like there's several pictures that I saw with people like doing close-ups with people with meth mouth. No teeth in their mouth, like, you know, they just a bunch of people who are sheep, who don't listen, they don't know nothing, you know, and they just following along for they racist beliefs or whatever it is. I don't get mad at or people with intellectual disabilities for doing wrong things when they don't know right from wrong, or just because they got low cognitive functioning. These people clearly are not smart and intelligent, but they're supposed to be protocols in place to stop what they did. And when you see these officials, these Capitol Police officers, and I'm not going to sit up here and say all the Capitol Police were in on it. Clearly, some of them look like they were.
Clearly looked like definitely were.
Absolutely.
But I'm not going to say all of them were, but you got a gun. You got a duty. Why are you? I saw a video where they had 3 guys standing at the door where Ashley Babbitt was, the lady that was murdered. And they were punching, you know, across from them, punching the windows, and they were saying stuff like, no, you know, I heard them saying stuff like F blue, you know, I'm like, so blue lives matter, but now it's F blue. Okay. Yeah. But they're saying like, no, we don't want to hurt y'all. You know, we'll make a deal with y'all if y'all just let us through. We just want to get through. I'm like, y'all got guns. Like, what's the point of like being trained? You know, all this about we're scared of black men is why y'all shooting people. I don't want to hear another person say another cop say I was in fear of my life when it comes to shooting a black man. And I know that's just a small sample size, but if you can sit there with a mob of white people punching at you, punching through you
with guns,
like with guns in the background, and you just stand there and don't move, y'all not scared. You never are scared. You never were scared, you know, and then they just walk off like in unison. Like all of a sudden they just turned to the left and just walked off. And then let them start trying to go through, you know, like that's the part that pisses me off is the response. You know, people keep saying stuff like if it was the Black Lives Matter movement, yeah, we know what would have happened. We know if it was any kind of other movement that was spearheaded by something that the government doesn't support, it ain't just Black Lives Matter. It could have been people protesting for gays and lesbian, the LGBTQ community. It could have been Hispanic people protesting for, you know, whatever they want to, Latino people. It could have been anything other than white people in general, you know, like doing what they did, and there would have been a totally different response. So while we talk about, and not us, but while people keep talking about the actual people, the focus shouldn't be as much on those goddamn people. Arrest them, do what you need to do with them, but focus on this goddamn process. Right. You know, that's what the focus needs to be on, this process of how them allowing this shit to happen. That's ridiculous.
Well, compared, one thing you said was wrong, bro, and I just got to correct you on it. You said 6th grade education. I think it's more like 5th or whatnot.
Shit, 3rd.
Well, also, I don't think Ashley Babbitt I don't think she was murdered. I think she walked in there knowing good and damn well what could happen to her if she didn't, well, she knows now. I don't think she was murdered. She went in trying to stage a coup with all these other people who are uneducated and don't know. And it wasn't, I do think a lot of them were largely uneducated, but she wasn't. Wasn't she in the military? And
but she was highly on those conspiracy theory shits. Yeah. So she wasn't, she was very highly educated. I don't know if she had some psychological issues or something, or if she just, I don't know, but she was definitely on that high conspiracy shit.
Yeah. Well, because I watched a video of her screaming about how woke she was and how Kamala is this and all of that. So she said, I'm fighting for my country. So I think the privilege in it. I don't think she thought she was going to get shot and killed, because I believe that she thought she had every right to do what she was doing, but
Right.
there was a consequence. And like I saw a video of her calling Breonna Taylor a dog and saying, she said Breonna Taylor and her boyfriend are dogs and they got the consequences that they deserve, and I heard that come out of her mouth. So I mean, she died by her beliefs.
Well,
yeah,
that's
you
what
got the
happens.
consequences
Hey.
you deserve, baby.
Pretty much. I'm not
Karma.
saying her name either. It ain't no hashtag Ashley, whatever. I don't care.
Oh, can I say something about that? And it's like what Black people can never have anything for themselves. It's like
Never.
if you
Never,
look at the
ever.
hashtag say her name, they're using that now, and that
Don't.
irritates me too. It's just like, even if you want to do, like when they did Blue Lives Matter, like if you want to go against what we're doing, why you can't come up with your own slogan? Why does it always you have to take from what we have? And so so say her name is now, infiltrated
I
with,
mean, what have
It's
they
like if you
done?
all you
yeah.
do all it is you all you're doing is giving not respect. You're basically proving what we're saying is right. Because if you truly believe the things that Black people are arguing about or upset about, if you truly believe that is not real, it doesn't exist, then you wouldn't use it when you're fighting for something that you believe is should be fought for. You would have a totally different approach, because your thought process is that's not right. So why would we use what they're using, or why would we say what they're saying? They're just giving credit. They're just basically like saying we agree with y'all. We just don't give a shit about y'all. That's all that is.
Basically.
But like, oh, go ahead, Gene.
No, I'm processing. You go ahead.
So,
when I get my thoughts together, I'll talk.
I mean, speaking to the mindset of these people, so she was an Air Force veteran or whatever. We don't know if, I mean, that doesn't really mean anything. You know what I'm saying? Because most people that go to the military, like in general, are people from the South or whatever who have, a lower education than most other people or whatever. And they go because of their beliefs. They go because they believe that they're fighting for their country and stuff like that or whatever. I went to the military. I didn't go for those reasons. I went because I wanted to do something. Yeah, I knew that I had to do something. I couldn't just sit around, but I didn't want to go to college, at least not right then. You know what I'm saying? So they were offering the GI Bill and stuff like that, free access to college and all of this other, and a career, whatever. So, okay, that's the reasons why I went. But while I was in there, I met real patriots. You know what I'm saying? People who would die like right now today. I'm like, really? You know what I'm saying? Like, for what? Because of what these people are teaching you. You know what I'm saying? So they indoctrinate you from even before in football games. You know what I'm saying? Commercials and advertisements and stuff like that or whatever. Or your parents indoctrinate you if you're these people or whatever. And then when you finally get into the military, or I'm pretty sure in politics in general, you're even further indoctrinated. You know what I'm saying? With people telling you that you're doing the right thing, and they're substantiating that message of patriotism when those people don't believe it themselves. You know what I'm saying? They teach you to have honor and integrity, but they don't have honor and integrity. You know what I mean? Yeah. If that's the case, when they did something wrong or whatever, they happily, well, I messed up. You got to do jail time. Cool. You wouldn't be looking for no pardon from the president and all of that type of stuff. But they do. So we know these people don't have honor and integrity. I can't follow a leader that's not willing to get his hands dirty. So Trump and Giuliani and all these other bastards that talk this shit about, take it to the streets and all of that type of, where were they when Trump went back to the White House?
Oh, I can tell you where Trump was. He was having like a tailgate party with his son and other people. They were smiling and laughing and, in the safe comforts of whatever, maybe it was the White House, but wherever they were, watching from afar and cheering things on.
Exactly.
So,
and Melania,
so they're not fighting for America.
Oh,
exactly.
That's how you know they're not. They're not patriots. They're not.
Right.
They don't have any. They don't care.
Right.
They never did. They cared about lining their pockets and making sure that everything they wanted to happen happened. And then when they didn't get their way, it's not just, okay, well, let me go ahead and concede and walk away and, say I'll try again in 4 years or whatever. It's, let me sit back and incite this whole thing so everybody can burn the shit down because I didn't get what I wanted. So if I didn't get what I want, then fuck the whole thing and let me just do, forget all of it. I don't care at all now. So I have a problem with people who say, oh, he's a real patriot or he cares about this country and he cares about America. Where though?
Right.
Where?
Right.
When we experienced the whole pandemic and he lied about the whole thing the whole time and is still lying right now. So miss me with that. Please go somewhere.
He wouldn't even marry one of y'all. He married a woman from Russia.
Right.
So he don't even care about y'all at all.
Right.
Cut it out.
Right.
He's such an American.
I want to correct something I said when he was on the phone asking for the votes to be shifted. That was the Secretary of State, not the Attorney General.
Okay, Secretary of State.
But also, I want to talk about the imagery, of the whole storming. So you had people storming in with Confederate flags, and then of course the American flag. There was a noose tied to a wooden beam, which I thought was a fake picture, so I didn't share it. And then I found out it was real. It was on the west front or the west lawn of the Capitol.
What was it?
A noose.
A noose.
Really?
That was from a wooden beam. It's just so much that the history books are going to have to get right. But it's just when I can't, people are like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this happened. This is such a chilling time. And I'm like, this was the first chilling time for y'all? Okay. But if this is the chilling time for you, can you take a step outside of yourself and think about how others feel when they have to see this flag that you want me to stand up for, this other flag that you keep flying when you lost in that loss. This is so unpatriotic. When you see the noose, that no one's there tying up anything. So why is this noose on a wooden beam there? Storming the Capitol. So let's talk about the imagery and what do you want? You can't say, oh, these are a few bad apples. There's a few bad apples everywhere. But why does these same bad apples keep appearing with your cause every damn time you're trying to talk about you're a damn patriot? So let's really talk about that.
Racism is bigger than I know how big it is, but it's bigger than most people think it is. You know what I'm saying? I believe that at least 40 to 50% white people are racist or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And those people that came out there, there's several more that didn't show up or whatever. But most of those people are, you don't see mostly educated white people out there or educated anybody out there. You know what I'm saying? It's mostly these stupid ass people. You know what I'm saying? Who listen to Fox News, who look at these other, websites that only cater to conservatives and all of that type of stuff. Like that. That's all you see. Because just if you just had one logical thought, and that thought being, why would I follow Trump? Like, what has he done for me? Like that would disperse any followership that you had because he has not done anything for you. He hasn't done anything for anybody.
Those
they
people
don't
that follow
that.
Trump, they follow him because he reinforces what they already believed and wanted. Right. That's all it is.
Right. But just racism. What is that doing for you though? Yeah. He himself says he's done more for. If you racist and this man is saying he's done more for black people than black people or whatever, than Obama or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Then why are you still following him? Because if you're a racist and he's saying he's doing stuff for black people, why are you following him?
Right. Well, I think some people really do believe that he's done some new stuff. Now, I do agree with Capel, but I keep hearing, especially from black people that support him, he's done this, he's done that, because I think that if you hear it enough times, you believe it. Yeah. And you don't do the research to compare, just like we've had on a previous episode where we all talked about even the pardoning of prisoners and black prisoners, that every administration has done that and they've done it at a higher magnitude, but people focus on this one. So I think it's just people, it's the ignorance, but and then you have some that made it a religious issue, which is crazy to me because Trump doesn't align with anything that I think Christianity should align to.
No, not at all.
But people believe, oh my gosh, abortion. And I'm like, yeah, the man that probably paid for all the abortions, that's who you're supporting,
I've heard some people say,
oh, go ahead,
it's not the man that we're supporting. It's the values behind the party, but he's pretty much ruined. I was watching something and I saw one of the Republican leaders, if that's what you want to call them, say that, this has pretty much ruined our whole entire party. It's going to take some time for us to recover from this, because for so long we supported this man. We supported, this idea of him. And no matter what he did, no matter what ignorant thing he said, no matter what lies he told, we still supported him in the name of our party, our Republican Party. And now that this whole thing has come to a head, and these people have stormed the Capitol in the name of the Republican Party and Donald Trump, it's really now like the Trump Party, and we have to distance ourselves and separate ourselves from this. And I'm thinking, like, you gonna hop off the ride at the very end, like, you're on the way out anyway. So now you want to get off. Now you want to get off the train, or whatever. The Trump train.
That's what they do.
That's what they do. Is they? I'm not even gonna comment on that stupid shit. But I got 2 points. The first one is to you, Damon. So you right, bro. I 100% agree in theory what you're saying, as far as, if you believe in Trump, and then you hear people saying stuff like he's done so much for black people, why are you still following him? Nobody is all stupid. Nobody is all stupid. Even those people are not all stupid. Well, they recognize what that is. They recognize that you make it seem as if, black people are getting something because you need them. They know they need black people in society, and they want us to be here to do what they want us to do. Those same racist people have no problem with us doing their dirty work, doing their trash work. Or so what do you do when you want somebody to do the shit you don't want? You give them a bone every now and then, so they feel like that they're being taken care of, that they, that they have something, that they feel worthy of something, a $600 stimulus goddamn check, and then they get happy. But at the same time, it's like I say this, almost like that Stockholm syndrome. You beat the shit out of a person for years, or for months, and then you give them a little something, and automatically those feelings are like, thank you. Man, thank you so much. You know what I'm saying? So white people know that. Even the dumbest white people know that. Even if they don't analyze it that way, they know that. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think it's as simple as, we're not gonna follow Trump because he's trying to help, because we think he's trying to help black people because people are saying that. And then to go on what everybody said, I agree. What president ever, like he's not the first president that has done something on face value to help black people. But what president have we ever heard, or in what era in the presidency has we ever heard that the president has done so much for black people? Once you make that comment, people start analyzing it, and they start looking into it. And then they see that he's done this and done that, and how it could possibly benefit black people. And now it's a conversation. But Obama did stuff that benefited black people. People feel like he didn't do enough because he was black. That's the only difference between Obama and some other presidents. They feel like he didn't do enough because he was black, but he did stuff for black people. You could probably look at the George Bush administration, the Reagan, you probably look at all those administrations and see that they put something in place to try to help black people on face value. None of it was effective. But he's the only president and only term, this is the only term in presidency where we have had actual arguments and conversations about how much a president has done. Is because he put that out there. He started bragging about what he's done for us. And then you got people who don't know how to research. So when they research stuff, they research shit like, what has Trump done for black people? And when you research that, that's the shit that's gonna come up. What people say he's done is not true research. Value. Exactly. Yeah. So I'm not surprised that you got these silly ass black people always talking about what he's done, because they think they researched the shit. They think they know what they're talking about, but they have no idea.
Yeah, because I've researched every single thing about what he's supposedly done for black people. And when you like I always say, on face value, it looks good. But when you start reading, the devil is in the details. He hasn't done anything for black people, like nothing, like literally nothing. Everything is about advisory boards and things of that nature. What I don't need an advisory board to help me or whatever.
Exactly.
Basically to say, okay, we're going to gather more data. We don't need to gather more
data. We don't need no more
data.
We
got 400-500 years worth of data.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So besides that or whatever, I was going to say, like, Beyonce, Jay-Z, Will Smith, Pac, Biggie, whoever, all these other successful black people, Oprah, that ever made it. I could think of it like okay, it gives me the thought that there's a possibility that I can make it, but I don't feel like I made it just because they make it. So why do you feel like just because Trump is in his position and all these other people in their position or whatever, why do you feel like you made it? You still raggedy by the mouth. You need a dental plan. You know what I'm saying? Your clothes is tattered. You still living in trailer parks and all this type of stuff or whatever. But you rocking with this dude. He hasn't done a damn thing for you. Nothing.
You're rocking with and I don't want to make it about political parties, but then you're also aligning yourself with a political party that doesn't care if you have health care. Right. You know, if you have education, like it doesn't make sense for me. I understand that people want to support a party that aligns with their values, but do you value healthcare? Do you value education? Do you value the type of education that will prevent people from getting these abortions that you want stopped? So it is the ignorance there, but you're talking about taxes for people that make an amount of money that you will never see, but you're fighting for them.
Bro, the crazy thing about it is damn near everything throughout history since politics, I'm gonna say modern day politics started, everything that would have helped black people damn near would have also helped poor and middle class white folks as well.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
It is. Yep. Yep.
But like great grandma say, you will cut off your nose to spite your face.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yep. Yep. So you made a good, point about the people that started distancing themselves, right? So we're in the last hour and everybody's like, oh my gosh, look what happened and look what he did that incited all of this. We must jump ship. And then you got Lindsey Graham, who was basically the pastor for Trump, and in so many words speaking, who initially was one of the people, just like Ted Cruz initially said that Trump was unfit. Then they started riding his, fill in the blank. And then,
coattail.
Now, well, let's say coattail, but that ain't what I was talking about. But Lindsey Graham is like, oh gosh, we can't, this all of a sudden, we can't support this. Now, Ted Cruz is out there, for his own political reasons. I think he wants to, Ted Cruz is a whole show because this man talked about your wife. His wife. I'm disappointed in his wife, and I need to find her because you're the problem. I'm not even mad at Ted Cruz no more. I'm mad at you. Why are you still married to him? Trump berated how you look, and now Ted Cruz is acting like he's sleeping with Trump because he can't even seem to see, which he does see, the problem here. But these people are stepping down, trying to save face because they want a chance with their political future. Even Betsy DeVos or whatever. Yeah. She's the real reason. I mean, with the whole appointing of her, that she's like, I'm not doing my job anymore. When did you start doing your job?
Right.
Yeah.
Baby. Oh, don't get me started on her.
I think one of the most dangerous. I think this is dangerous as far as like these people stepping down and just that's it. And the reason why I say it is because when everybody that had a part to do with this, or many people that had a part to do with this, are able to just step away and say, I'm done with it. History has kind of shown that the person that committed the act or did the worst thing is able to kind of like resurface or able to continue doing what they're doing even in the shadows, because people want to step away from it, but they don't want to really say anything about it. These people that are stepping away shouldn't be stepping away. They should be coming up and saying, hey, yeah, I was part of it, but this is what we need to do to make sure that this doesn't continue. Because I read this and that's what made me think about it. Is somebody posted on Twitter, they said in 1923, Adolf Hitler led a failed coup. He was treated leniently. Germany moved on. People just kind of like let it go. A decade later, he was dictator, and the worst disaster in the history of the civilized world ensued. In 2021, when the president of the United States leads a failed coup, we must not move on. We can't allow people to just step away because they don't want to be associated no more. Those are the people who have the most information to make sure that we never give this man an opportunity to have a platform in this country again.
Right.
It can't just be we impeach him and move him, and it can't just be whether he invoked the 25th Amendment and then we let Pence take over until we do the inauguration. It can't just be that. Like, this man has to be driven away. And I don't know if that's going to happen, but if it's not allowed to happen, then what's going to stop him from trying to get on the ticket in 2024 and have, once he's on the ticket, once he has a platform, he's going to be on TV. People are going to record him. People are going to, he's going to have all the same energy and ways to communicate that he's always had.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. I don't think so. And here's why. There are some, first of all, other countries right now are seeking to arrest him. Like they're after him right now.
I'm saying if that's what happens, then that's what needs to happen.
Even if that doesn't happen.
Even that's part of it. But also, well, he was banned from Twitter. Like they shut down his account. He can't
Parler.
go. He can't. Parler was also shut down or banned or whatever. They got in trouble for not moderating the things that happened that incited this riot, because there are so many people who posted things on there. This is what we're going to do. People had T-shirts made. So that's part of it. So the way he's communicating with these people is going away. And then also all of the rallies, I started thinking about, well, what if he starts holding those rallies again? Well, he owes money to so many different states for these rallies that he never paid for, that happened even prior to him being elected. He owes money. They're not letting him have another rally. Rally where? Pay us our money, and then maybe we'll think about it, because this is what you've done. So all of the ways that he was communicating with these people to get his base all riled up, that part is going away. People are after him right now. There's what's her name in New York, who is like, just wait, because we're coming for you.
Oh yeah, I think she's there.
So and that's the thing, and that's what I'm saying. Like, those are the things that have to happen. But what if they don't? That's what I'm saying.
I don't totally agree with Gina. I mean, I agree with you, but this excuse me, this is my thing. The states, there are still states that will allow him, like Texas right now. As long as we have the governors that we have, unless they really want to take a step away from him, they're still, you got to realize, half of the country voted for Trump. That's the scary thing. We still have half of the country that believes in Trump. And think about the people that just didn't vote, but they still do believe in Trump. And Parler's still there. So but you just can't get it off of Apple. You can't download it, but I downloaded it right before they took it off, because I got to see what they talking about. And they talking some shit. My thing is, everything that they were planning for the coup was all on social media. So everybody, they had time to plan how to defend the Capitol, and they didn't, because they knew what was going on.
Yeah,
but you also have to realize, I think, in my opinion, if Trump doesn't go to jail, which I understand some of the countries are after him, but if, let's just say, he's able to evade a lot of these spaces, I can see Trump is so hungry for the power because he's always been able to influence business and get out of deals and file bankruptcy. But now this is a newfound power, in my opinion, where he's been able to influence a mass. Like, it's a church now. It's a cult. So is he going to just try? I mean, he's already fed himself on this. I don't think he's just going to let it go and just go into retirement.
He's a narcissist.
I think, he's a narcissist. So I believe that he's either going to create his own media platform. He's going to have his own type of Fox News. He's going to have his own social media platform if he doesn't try to work with Parler. He might even try to start his own political party, because now the Republican Party is split. And I believe those 70 million people will follow him. That's the danger in it. If they do not arrest him and put him in jail, he still has a platform.
That's what I'm talking about right there, is because so Regina, I agree with everything that you're saying as far as that's where we are right now. But I'm thinking, I so many times you see the outcry at the beginning, but there's no follow through to make sure that it doesn't continue. And that's what I'm talking about. Like, 4 years from now, we have no idea where we're going to be with this. He's banned from Twitter. He's banned from the other accounts. But for how long? See, we don't know how long that's going to last. He's banned right now because of what just happened and because of what he's trying to do. But once they take that power from him, once he's not the president anymore, how do we know he's not going to go back on there? Right now, as a regular person, I can go and say, hey, I'm calling all my people. We got to do this and blah, blah, blah. And clearly it could be that I'm calling for something that's not good, but they're not going to ban me from Twitter from it because I have freedom of speech. Once he's no longer the president, he has the same freedoms. There has to be something that happens that does not allow him to be able to do these things again.
Okay. So, as far as, go ahead, Gina.
Yeah. Y'all are right with that in that regard, but these 70 million people that voted for him, they don't believe, all of them don't believe in Trump. They weren't voting for Trump.
That's true.
They were voting Republican because they have always voted Republican. Now, regardless of what, there are some people who are like, I'm Trump. That's all I care about is Trump. I don't care about the Republican Party and what they believe. I believe in Trump. So yes, the party is split right now. So those 70 million people, they were not all for Trump. They were because I voted Republican because I care about abortion, or I care about these other Republican values that seem to have kind of gone by the wayside with Trump, because he doesn't embody any of those Republican values, those evangelical Christian values that so many Republicans voted for. They voted for the party. A lot of them did not vote for Trump. So it really, there's not 70 million people who are for Trump. A lot of them are for the party.
Yeah, but I could say the same for the Democrats, because most people voted against Trump, not for Biden. So, right. but you're right.
Okay, so, but we're not concerned about the Democratic Party because, well, I mean, I know I'm not, because I don't give a damn about either party. I just care about what this person is going to do, or what are these people going to do when they get in office. I don't care if they're Republican or Democrat or whatever. Right. But as far as Trump goes, so we know that the Republican Party is divided. The Trumpers are now divided as well. You know what I'm saying? A percentage of them are pissed off because he conceded, because he came out and said that now I see that, you know what I'm saying? Like I need to concede because he did win. We don't have
he didn't really concede, but
stuff like that or whatever. Mm-hmm. But I'm saying, even still, to some of them people, it looks like he conceded or whatever. So they pissed off at him. The people that got injured and those families and the people that were surrounding those situations, they pissed off or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of them feel like he incited, even though they was out there. I don't know how that dynamic works, but even though he was out there, they was out there.
That's not how sheep work, bro. That's not how they work. Yeah, they gonna get mad. They gonna get mad, but guess what's gonna happen soon as he's allowed to like get back in a position to speak? All he gotta say is, this is part of the plan. This is what we're gonna do.
He can say that.
They right back on the boat.
Actually, he said that at the end of the speech. He did not concede. If you go back and listen to it, and he did come out and say, well, he didn't come out and say, it's reported that he's been saying that he regrets even going along with the speech that he did say. But if you listen to the speech, he just says a new administration is coming in. He didn't concede to say he lost. But he just said the inevitable is happening, basically.
Did he denounce the people that was going, like on the second speech? Did he denounce the people that stormed the Capitol and stuff like that?
He called them very special.
Yeah, and that he loves them.
No, that was on the first. No, that was the first speech. That was.
He said be peaceful. I don't think he denounced. No. I don't think he denounced anybody. He never
does.
Yeah, I think he
stand by and stand.
I think he
stand by or whatever.
He did that on the first speech, but he also gave another speech. But the other point I was going to make was, we're talking about 2024. We're talking about 4 years from now. That means that's going to be
runs. There's 3 years in between that he.
Yeah, I understand, bro. The point that I'm about to make is, if I can make that point,
go ahead.
That there was going to be a whole another set of 8. There's going to be 4 more sets of 18 years old, or at least 3 sets of 18-year-olds that are going to be able to vote by then. A lot of young people don't have the same values that their parents have, or whatnot.
And they also don't vote though.
Hey, bro, you are right. Like everything you're saying, there's nothing to dispute about that aspect of it. It does not take a lot of people to create a serious situation. Like the people that were at the Capitol, that wasn't the majority of Americans. That was a very small percent. It was probably less than 5% of Americans. And look at the problems they caused. It wasn't the support that he had from the people sitting at home. It was the people that actually showed up. That's what I'm talking about. Like, it don't take much for a large group of people to really mess some shit up to cause problems. And then you had the people that sitting at home that agreed. All that did was fuel their beliefs, to fuel what they want to happen. It doesn't take a lot. It doesn't. And my point is, if you have somebody with that much influence who's allowed to continue to influence, it could be a very dark part in history later on, is what I'm saying.
No, listen to this. So y'all talking about the first speech or whatever. This is what he said in the second speech. This is a new video message or whatever. Trump says that now that Congress has certified the results, the new administration will be inaugurated on January 20th. His focus now turns to ensuring a smooth, orderly, and seamless transition of power. He is also speaking out against the violence, calling it a heinous attack that left him outraged by the violence, lawlessness, and mayhem. So
Yeah.
those people that were there, that were a part of the lawlessness and mayhem, a lot of those people are now divided on where they sit with Trump or whatever.
Now,
yeah, but I don't think they really are, because
this is the thing.
Okay.
This is the thing, though. Okay, we know that the left wing and the right wing, they're part of the same bird. Okay, we already know that they have their little differences on what they discuss, but for the most part, they're part of the same bird. Right. They are for the most part now. That group is looking at Trump and trying to figure out what we're going to do with him, what we're going to do with that side. So for the most part, you can say they're united. For the most part, you have some people that are still supporting him, but it's a small percentage. They have to drop the hammer. They have to. If you have a person who you have a criminal, they take somebody hostage and they hold them and they hold that person hostage for months and months, and they torture him, and we are pleading with this person to let him go. And then they finally, and everybody's in distraught, and then that person finally says, okay, I'm gonna let you go. You can't say, thank you so much for sparing this person's lives. He's not going to do it anymore, so we're just going to go ahead and let him go. No, you got to take that person that was hostage, care for them, and you got to drop the hammer on that son of a bitch that did all that shit. You can't allow somebody to do crime after crime after crime after crime and then be lenient when it's time to, when they give up. So even if he did say what you said, even if he did mean what you said, you still gotta drop the hammer. If our government doesn't allow, if they allow him to, if they don't pursue him, if they don't pursue what he did, this is going to be an issue later on.
They will, they will. I think they will.
No, I'm not saying they're not. I'm not saying they're not. I'm not saying they're not. I'm saying that they have to.
I think they will, because it's not just his people who are in charge anymore. There are people who have been wanting to go after him. They couldn't because of some other dynamics that I don't even care to discuss right now. But once he's not the president anymore, which I think they will. I don't think he's gonna get away scot-free.
Why do y'all think he's fighting so hard? Why do you think he's fighting tooth and nail to remain the president? He's talking to attorneys and.
Well, why do you think he's fighting so hard?
Because he doesn't want the scrutiny after being the president. Coming. He's already talking to people about being how can he pardon himself?
Right, and I think we're all saying the same thing. We know that he's trying to escape his consequences. We know that, and that's why he's trying to pardon himself. He's pardoning all his criminal friends.
His motivation is not just that, though. His motivation is not just that.
I'm not saying what you're saying is false. I'm just leaning more towards he's not going to be in power. Will he be able to speak to the masses and all that? I don't think that may never change now or whatever. But as far as him maintaining or creating this type of power again, I just don't think that'll happen.
Well, I'm not saying that it's going to happen. I'm saying that it can't be allowed to happen. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It can't be allowed to happen.
I think one thing the Democratic Party is going to have to do is be very strategic, because you got to think about the next 3 years. So yeah, we are 50% in Congress, and then of course, since we have the vice president, that gives us the majority. But or the speaker, that gives us the majority. But you have to understand that if the next 3 or 4 years nothing is done, if Biden's administration doesn't put anything in place, everything's going to be scrutinized, right? So this Trump could not be, like, people can say, how could it get worse? The next leader could be worse, and they could come in sheep's clothing, Trump that we don't even see, but just someone that's a little bit more palatable. And they're going to have to put somebody in place to grab the next nomination that won't be as, won't be a Trumpster. So that we really have to be careful of that, because I think while we're thinking we got him out of office and, oh my gosh, a lot of people are thinking, oh, it's over. I think this is just a setup for the next thing. And, I think he's going to still incite these values and these views in a lot of his believers, and they're going to continue to spew that in the churches and the social media platforms. So I don't think we're done with Trump, even if we're done with Trump, even if he's in jail.
I know it's not over. It's not over.
I hope his sons. I hope none of his sons try to run that video that his son recorded where they were like somewhere, watching the footage of the storming of the Capitol. He's sitting up there talking. That boy mouth was moving so fucking crazy. Like coke mouth cocaine is a hell of a drug. If what one? That mouth do,
which son?
If what that
Junior.
mouth do was
which one?
Junior.
Yeah, like that looked real bad. Like his mouth was breakdancing. Like if what that mouth do was a person, that's what him. That mouth was just moving all over the damn place while he was talking. You watch those videos, those foreign videos, and they have the English voiceovers, and you can tell like the words are not the same. That's how his mouth looked while he was talking.
Yeah, he's out of there. I think they're preparing Ivanka. They're trying to prepare her, I believe.
For what now? For what?
2024.
Is she eligible?
No.
Can she run?
I don't know. I don't know. I think that's a part of him trying to pardon his family as well. I really don't know. But I did hear rumors of that.
She's not a U.S. citizen. She can't run. She's not a U.S. citizen.
She's not?
Ivanka. No, his daughter.
Oh, you're talking about his daughter. Okay.
Yeah, not Ivan. I don't know. Do they have the same name?
No. One is Ivanka.
Ivana and one's Ivanka. Yeah.
Ivana
How could they have positions though? They're not even supposed to have positions. You're not supposed to be able to use nepotism or whatever. Like this dude just did. He did whatever the hell he wanted to do.
Yeah, that's what we need. Somebody that's for us that will do whatever they want.
He did whatever the hell he wanted to do.
Yeah.
You know what? I think they need to do the whole family like they did the Romanovs back in the day. Just like get in there and get them all out and disappear. Go away and just go away. That's what I feel like, because they've caused so much trouble for just for the country, just everybody, even the racists that are all riled up about everything, that even they've caused trouble for them too. Like, let these racists be racists in peace. They were all in hiding and behind closed doors. Why y'all bringing them out and causing trouble for them too? Leave them people alone. Let them be racist all by themselves. I know that it's better to know. I guess sometimes I feel like it's better to know who feels a certain way, but I think things ran a lot smoother when those racists stayed where they were. But I will say one good thing that has come out of it, when they have started to come out of the closet, posting things on Facebook. Mm-hmm. Did y'all see how the coach from the one school posted about Stacey Abrams and called her Fat Albert and all that? He gone. He ain't got a job no more. So
the problem is
Twitter gets
like internet don't they don't rest.
Well, I do because I need to know who's operating on me, and I need to know.
That's what I say.
Oh yeah, I want to know. I'm not going to know everybody, but I need to know.
The thing
that's the only good thing that's come out of it, though. Like,
but the problem is,
but they found another job somewhere else, and they're back to
the wrong races be coming out. Is because the people that be coming out, we be knocking them off. They be getting their jobs lost and all that stuff. But they people like we don't give a shit about. The ones that we want to know about, they of course they smart enough to not go into this. Exactly, right. Like the politicians, the judges, the lawyers, the police officers. Those are the ones that we want to come out. We got the wrong races coming out and saying
sometimes they do, but also think Nike and Amazon and Twitter and all these other platforms and businesses or whatever that are shunning this racism as well and are being on the right side of history. So
I mean, I hope that's the case.
Yes, because I see on my Parler account where they're all boycotting Amazon right now. So they're organizing to boycott a lot of people.
Thing that makes me
what's the reason about boycotting Amazon first? Tell me that, because I don't know what's going on.
Because they banned Parler or whatnot.
A lot of these sites are banning Parler or they're banning Trump, and I don't really see how you can't, like, Trump can't get Prime shipping. I don't know, but because you can always create a new email and stuff, but they're taking a stance, and I don't know how powerful the stance is going to be, but it is showing imagery, I guess.
They're taking a stance. That's what
it's not. See, that's the thing. That's what makes me feel like it's not as many races as we think, because every time they take a stand, it doesn't matter. Like, they don't matter at all. You know what I'm saying? It's not enough of them, because remember when they wanted to stop wearing Nikes and stuff like that because
Nike stock went up.
but this is the thing, bro. You gotta also remember, people care more about themselves than their beliefs.
Yeah.
So if I want something, if I'm a racist, but goddamn it, it's $10 cheaper on Amazon, I'm gonna buy that shit. I'm not talking about me. I'm just saying, like, that's how most people think. They care about more about themselves than their beliefs. You know, that's why you have racists. That's why you have racist men raping black women. If you truly hate black people, why would you sleep with a black woman? If you were a racist woman, why would you sleep with a black man?
Because they got that ill.
Exactly. They care more about what they want instead of their beliefs. So it ain't always gonna be that they putting the racism over everything. It's never gonna be that. They never gonna put racism over everything.
Especially business, because if it's all about making money, I don't care if I am a racist. I want all the people to buy my product. So
exactly.
Well, you know, racism isn't natural. It's not a natural thing or whatever. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's an ideology.
I believe that, but then I'm starting to believe everybody's not human.
The dude that bombed on Christmas Day, they say he believed in reptile aliens and that the politicians and the president is a reptile alien. Yeah, I heard about that conspiracy theory.
People been saying that, but who said that though?
The dude that blew the Nashville bombing. The dude that
oh man, I slept through
trailer.
all of that.
Yeah,
I slept through all of that.
They got they saying that he believed in that conspiracy that politicians and stuff like that, Hollywood celebrities, that they the reptile aliens.
I did hear that.
Yeah.
It's so crazy about that bombing that when they started putting a picture out of who the bomber was, I remember the first picture I got was like a black man on a news site. Then it changed to who it really was. So very interesting there how news kind of ran with, trying to put out something. But I know before we wrap up this talk about the Capitol, we can't have to touch on what they're planning in the next couple of weeks in regards to whether they're going to try to invoke the 25th Amendment, if they're going to get Pence along with that idea, or if they're going to try to impeach him. And the crazy thing is, I'm like, is it even necessary or is it worth it with only a few weeks left? The only thing with him getting a second impeachment, he won't be able to run again. But, if you don't do this successfully and you use a lot of money for it, how can this hurt the next 4 years? What are your thoughts?
I think they have to do it from the perspective of, we already had this happen with the Capitol. If they sit back and do nothing, thinking that we only have 10 days left before the inauguration and something else happens, now it's on us.
Yeah,
I think they have to do it.
They have to do
attempt
something.
They have to attempt to do it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I'm looking forward to the rest of this year and seeing what all unfolds, the tomfoolery and the mess. And I'm not going to say it was entertaining to watch, but it was something to see. I was actually teaching when the whole thing happened, and I looked down and I had 18 messages, missed calls and stuff. And I'm like, what the hell's going on? And then when I realized everything that was happening, I was like, oh. And then after I got off work that day, I went through all of the messages, all of the memes, and I had a field day. I had a good time, looking and see how, and then one of the memes said, Black people, this is not our fight. Do not go out there, sit down and just watch it all unfold. And that's kind of what I did.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm looking forward to the rest of this year and seeing how the rest of these things unfold. I'm going to mind my Black ass business, and I'm going to keep supporting Black businesses, which I have another one for you guys.
You be on it with the Black business support.
Right. Yes. Right here in Houston. So, my brother Ryan was on MasterChef a few seasons ago, and now he is working at this place here in Houston, actually Richmond, which is a little bit, outside. It's Houston, but outside of Houston. It's called Water's Edge Winery. And my brother is the chef there. It is Black owned. They even have their own wine. If you could see that,
it says, I can't see it. Oh,
it says Water's Edge Winery on the bottle. And I got one of these for each of you. I don't know how I'm gonna get it to y'all, but I did get one for each of us to try the wine. Look. But they have several different versions of their own wine. The owner is Black owned. His name is Eric Elliott. And I did tell him I'd be shouting them out on our podcast today. So if you have time, go check out Water's Edge Winery. They have food. They have different types of wines. They have live music Saturday nights, and they have a Sunday brunch as well. So Water's Edge Winery is where you need to go for your.
We'll check it out. Yeah, I saw you post that on Instagram. I think it was the business. I saw you post that.
I did. And there's a developing area. It's right across the street from this huge Amazon distribution center. We were outside eating. I turned around. I'm like, hey, there goes Amazon. Let me go over there and see what they got in there. But no, it's a distribution center. But yeah, Water's Edge Winery in Richmond, Texas.
Okay, they write down 99 on Belford. Yes. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's easy.
Oh, so getting that. Okay, yeah, that is easy.
Not far from the movie theater and stuff or whatever.
Yes, yeah, there's a movie theater out there as well.
Oh, you just made me think of something, Regina, when you said Eric. Rest in heaven to Eric Jerome Dickey, great African American author who passed away.
God. Oh my God.
One of the a great author, several great books that he wrote. A lot of them were sexual in nature, but they were nice sexual.
Not all of them were sexual in nature.
Not all of them. But he was a great author. Rest in peace. That came out of nowhere because he was still pretty young. He wasn't an old guy at all.
He's 59.
Yeah.
He was 50. I had just spoken to him a few days before Christmas, and I had no idea that he was sick. He kept that really private, and it was I want to say it was some type of cancer because he had been battling with a long illness, and that's the only thing that I can think of, and a lot of other people were saying that too, so I think that's what it was. But definitely rest in power.
Yes, rest in peace.
Oh yeah, also man, shout out to one of our classmates, Denise Hayward, man, that just lost her son, man. So R.I.P. to the young king. That's crazy, and condolences to your family, Denise.
God.
Yeah, condolences. So we got anything else before we head out?
Nah, that should be it.
That's it.
Cool. It's Acoustic Chef. Oh no, we got to tell you. We got to start off. We got to start you out right.
Hey man, thank you.
There you go. That's it.
Thank you for checking us out. Thank you for rocking with us. Last year we had a great year. We're looking forward to more great years. For everybody that's not a part of the Facebook group, we started a Facebook group, Acoustic Chef podcast Facebook group. We be in there. Everybody be popping off, just grown folking, you know what I'm saying? So y'all check out the Facebook group or whatnot, and all of your other favorite platforms, YouTube, what else we got compared? Twitter, Instagram, all of that stuff.
My Black Planet,
MySpace, all that. Hey, bro, how do I can't even remember how you used to get in a chat room. Like I can't remember how did you get in
I remember. I know we got to go, but I remember when I first started, it was collegeclub.com.
Okay.
I think that was the first one. Yeah. That was the first.
I forgot about that.
Was chatting, and I think you just log in and then you had a little button you click to go chat, and then you just start talking to people. Like look at their profile. It was
College Club. I remember that.
Yeah,
but that's what
I remember.
To me, that's what Clubhouse is now. Or if you remember chat rooms on the phone back in the day, but it was I don't know if y'all remember. Did y'all have chat rooms where you would Okay, well,
on my BlackBerry, when I had a BlackBerry, we had chat rooms.
No, this is before all of that. Like I was in high school. It was a number that you would dial into, and it was a chat room. Like it was probably like 10 rooms. It was almost like like how back in the day, apartment buildings had one phone, like a line where you would press a button and you'd be in this chat room. So I don't know, maybe it was a Houston thing or whatever.
Well, I know in Cali in LA they used to have like a party line.
Yeah, that's what it is, a party line. So we called them chat lines, party lines or whatever, but we used to do that in high school. But yeah, so to me that's what Clubhouse is, like that on steroids, but it reminds me of like College Club. Like it's dope. It honestly is dope.
We need a Clubhouse. We need a Clubhouse room once a week or something like that too.
Yeah.
Do that.
Cool.
That's what's up, man. We like internet babies and hip hop babies. Like we started this shit. All right, that's what it is, man. We appreciate y'all. We love y'all. Keep rocking with us. We'll see y'all on the next one. We out.
Peace out.